Hello, welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we're going to see if you have what it takes to be Silverquill. The sharp tongue and the sharper wit, I think, was their tagline. We're doing Silverquill, and I started that rant because I think I might be Silverquill. I thought I was Prismari, but they're a little too dramatic artsy for me, and a lot of people like to point out that I am snarky and salty. And not always a frickin' sweetheart to absolutely everybody all the time. Yeah, I know. Criminal. What a disaster of a human being. So maybe I'm Silverquill. Anyway, this is my Silverquill deck as we try to build a deck from each college that can compete in the current meta. It's a tough task, I know. The meta is really tough. And then here in the sideboard, we have 3 copies of Academic Probation because at our core, we're an aggressive deck and often using Academic Probation to keep the opponent from playing an ultimatum or a board wipe or just making their large creature unable to block is how we win the game. The fun part of the deck, at least for me, are the new additions to Silverquill that do a nice combination of removing your opponent's cards and just being annoying and making it hard for the opponent to play their cards. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Let's see if Linotar is feeling the Silverquill sting. All right, no 1-drop, but we've got good land. We're on the draw. We've got good curve. Lots of good little critters. Let's see what we're up against here. So you could play this tapped and say, just disguise information. Don't let the opponent know you have a land in hand. The thing is, there's a stick there when you're deciding whether or not to reveal the card. And when that stick happens, it reveals that you have a land anyway. So you may as well do it. All right, guys, what do we name? Righteous Valkyrie might be a good name with the Silverquill Silencer in this position. And I like getting the Silencer down because it's going to deal the most damage. We could also hold on to the Silencer till after we play the Spellbinder. So I think we play the Aspirant. We're going to have to find time. We would love to draw another black source for this, but we're going to have to find time to attack their hand with these black-white cards. Okay, they have an Aspirant. They're going to have a very large Cleric of Lifespawn that's going to be attacking us very quickly. It's going to be hard to keep up with. All right, so another white source is not another black source. So maybe we need to use our black mana every turn so that we don't get stuck without it. We could grow this, but then this makes it bigger anyway. It's not very good. All right, I think I do have to play the Spellbinder here. We can't afford to fall too far behind. Let's get a look. Plum of the Forbidden. I would love it if they sacked their creatures. I'm not touching that. 2 Vanishing Verse. That really sucks. And another Cleric, which triggers lifelink and grows their Cleric of Lifespawn. If we exile this, if they draw land, they can still cast it, but it takes their whole turn. If they use a Vanishing Verse on one of our creatures, could be worse. So let's do this. And then hopefully we get the Silencer down in time to name Vanishing Verse. I like the counter on the Spellbinder here to make it a better threat, since the opponent really wants to exile the Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, well that's kind of good. The only thing they have left to do with their mana is Plum. Plum's not a bad card, but it does require you to sacrifice your board. And this, it doesn't look like it fits this deck because this deck is clearly a deck that wants things on the board. We really needed another black source in this game. We are starting to fall way behind. So how do we stay in this game? I think we play this and name Vanishing Verse for one. If the opponent has to play Vanishing Verse into this, they lose life, we draw cards, maybe we can find that black source. All right, this is going to go to a 6, but it doesn't look like they have another way to gain life unless they top deck the land. Planning to block this is probably a bad proposition, but we might have to do it at some point. We don't want to block with the Silencer, we don't want to block with the Aspirant. I think we put the counter here. I think we put it here. But do we attack? They can definitely get bigger. So I think we're taking at least one more hit from this. So we may as well attack. What about the speaker? If they put this on the speaker and attack, that's really bad for us. All right, we can't attack here. Yeah, they'll plumb here and pay 1 life just to draw a card. I don't know if they'll sacrifice anything. Probably not. Oh, they sack the speaker. Okay. So they get 2 cards. This was a tough game to be on the draw in. The opponent's bottlenecked on white. We're bottlenecked on black, and we're seeing the effect. Man, if we could have 1 more black mana like last turn, the whole game would be different. There's a Valkyrie. Where are you going to put the counter on the Cleric of Life's Bond? It attacks. We got to take it. Feels bad. This is definitely getting scary. Oof. The hand just stays so awkward, doesn't it? It's staying so awkward. So we can't remove this with the verse, but the Skyclave Apparition can do it. Thank goodness. So that's something. So where do we want our +1/+1 counter? If this is a 3/5, we match up okay. But if the opponent verses it, we just die. No, we don't. It's for 3, not 4. So maybe we want to put it on a multicolor card that the opponent can't remove. Trying to hang in there. Untapped land off the top would be very nice. Even if it were a white land, we could play Redain and we could play Humiliate or Verse and try to get back in the game. Okay. Yeah, their bottleneck on white mana is punishing them a bit. Looks like we have to block with Spellbinder here. Or we die. So now we have to block this or remove it this turn. Oh, there's the land. How to do it. See, one of these can be a 3/3. There are 2 verses in hand. We're definitely removing this, but we can wait till they put counters on it. Maybe we play the Redain. It doesn't look like that actually affects them very much, but it's the most mana efficient. No, I think we want more counters, and we need to hit the opponent really hard. Man. Okay, again, they can't kill this with verse. Call the Death Dweller. There's a speaker down there. It's the most mana effective, and again, they're handicapped on white mana, so they can only play 1 of these, and they're redundant, so let's take the call. Man, this life total's so close. How do we make this work? I feel like we have to keep attacking them. Okay. Remember, if they play Vanishing Verse, Silencer deals them 3 damage and we draw. So they're trying not to. They draw another white source. This lets them play the Hallowed Priest. We should let them gain this life and see if they move their +1/+1 counters here. Yep. Where are you going to put them? They could diversify them. Okay, they're going to diversify them. A little frustrating, to be sure. But we're almost to the point where we're threatening them. Like, putting down this shield might be really good, but it's not mana efficient. Humiliate you. Put a counter. Eventually, you're going to have to block this. This is a 4/4, so we need to put something in front of it. If they don't have life gain, I guess what we can do is tag this. Then they have to pay 4 for it. They remove this. We have to block it with an apparition, perhaps. I guess that's fine. It doesn't let them diversify their counters. I don't know, it's really close. I'm not sure what the right thing to do here is. It's so close. A false move will be punished. But we've got the flyer with 4 power. There's the verse. Take 3, draw. They go to 1. 3 creatures to 3 creatures. So if they attack here, they have to force blocks or we counterattack and win. If they attack all, they scoop. Let's examine this. Let's examine this. So if they attack all here, we have to block 2 things, which means the Skyclave Apparition gives them back a token. So if we block and one of them has to be a chump, and we go to 2, so they're left with a 2/2 token, and we have a Silverquill Silencer. And then if they get that block, the next turn they attack for lethal. So I don't know what they got in their head that was messed up here, but I think they're very much in this game. We would have to rip a removal spell for lethal, which is very doable, but I think an all-out attack here for them is really good because we have to trade 1, chump the other, and they get a 2/2 from the Skyclave Apparition to block the Silencer on the backswing. Now, on the other hand, they have 2 creatures left, 1 card in hand. We don't attack with our Silencer. We play Redain. We have 2 blockers to 2 creatures. It could still be a stalemate, absurdly close. So, interesting game, for sure. On the play, yes. Humiliate, Vanishing Verse, Yorion, let's go. I think Yorion's what we want to fight, to be honest. I think that's what we want to be picking on. I would love a better hand. I would love Spellbinders and Silverquill, Silencers. We don't have much pressure here, so we're going to have to make pressure out of our Prof of Symbiology. We'll probably fetch the Inkling token to make sure we just have bodies to attack with. There's a Silencer. So once we humiliate the opponent, we know what's in their hand. The Silencer is better. Does that mean we grab Probation now that we have another creature? Yeah, I think so, because next turn we want to humiliate, see their hand. The next turn we want to play the Silencer. Playing Probation the same turn could really be a headache for them. Green, blue, Haven, okay. Do we want to Stone Rain them? I don't think so. I think we want to humiliate them. Because we might draw another Snarl. Let's play it like this. Two Emergent Ultimatums, 1 Negate, 1 Omen of the Sea. Well, we're definitely going to be naming Emergent Ultimatum and try to do that at the right time. I think here we take Omen of the Sea and we try to keep them from digging up the right cards. Punish them for that negate. I know they might negate this Probation, but hopefully we can find a way around that. All right, so buy Yorion, or you drew something that helps. The amount of tanking they're doing, it can't help much. Maybe it's Binding and they want to buy Yorion and then try to play Binding, but if I'm playing against an Ultimatum player and they top decked Binding again, like last game, I'm gonna cry. Are you kidding me? How do they do it? How? All right, so what do they want to play? They're gonna get a land unless we can't stop them. We don't want this Probation to get negated. So let's play this naming. Do we name Negate or do we name the... Man, I'm not sure. Actually, we might end up playing the Academic Probation just to stop the Yorion. So I'm debating all this because I need to know what to name. I need to know if naming Negate is the right play. And I think we just name Emergent Ultimatum. because they've got 2 of them, and if they resolve them, they win. So we need to get them low enough that they can't afford to play that card. We need to get them to 3. Now remember, we have Vanishing Verse, which can hit the Wolf Willow Haven. That will slow them down for a turn, but they can negate it. We have Academic Probation, which can slow them down for a turn. Are you kidding me? What the hell is going on? All right, cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's take this negate, so they can't use that. We gotta get their life total low enough. Haven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We could get rid of this. The problem with getting... Oh, man. I can Stone Rain them. I can name Ultimatum and lose my verse, or I can Stone Rain them by getting rid of the Haven. I think we get rid of the Haven because they could sacrifice it to make a creature. We just need one more hit here. Oh god, it's awkward though. They could be at 1 and be able to resolve their ultimatum and they could be at 4. We've got to get them to 3. We've got to get them to 3. Come on. Skyclave Apparition. We attack. Down to 4. 4 is not 3. We don't exile here. We just want the creature. Submit 0. We don't want them to be able to get a 3/3. Let them finish this nightmare. Do they draw the untapped land? Is it the right one? It has to be green. They need a forest or a sweeper. It's a tap land. Holy crap, these games are intense. Like, this deck is such a nickel and dime deck. It's crazy. Holy crap. But you can see the disruptive elements are there. It's probably really annoying from our opponent's point of view too. For me, I'm just constantly like, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. I've played black-white, like kind of slow games enough. I'm gonna lose. And then like you try to find a way to win. It feels rewarding. Oh, we're getting salty roped for it now. Okay. Yeah, like I said, probably very annoying from their perspective. How did I lose to these terrible cards? Opponent's so lucky. And like the Spellbinder draw was perfect to get rid of the negate so that we could verse the land. They're binding the old gods into Elspeth's Nightmare was a really good set of draws for them. I don't know what more they could have asked for other than a sweeper. Got him. Now, in hindsight, should I have played the Silencer naming Ultimatum, or should I have named something else? I could have named Yorion, for example, which they had to play to live to see the Ultimatum. I'm still not sure about that. 3-0 so far today. Intense, like close games too. Hopefully this is the content you sub for. If not, subscribe. The heck's the matter with you? We're fighting some elephant. Fighting a Lorehold elephant here. They better be playing Boros, or I'm going to be mad. This curve is very good, actually. It's perfect. On the play. This might be the best hand I've had so far. No awkwardness, no mana trouble, just spamming good cards. But I don't know. We're going to have to make a Silverquill decision very quickly. Rogues. All right. Let's reveal this swamp. Put this on the stack. See if the opponent plays their Thieves Guild now. I know they have it. I know they have it. They don't play it. I know they have it from the stick, man. You're not fooling me. Now you play that, you're gonna give me a card and 3 life. Oh yeah, we got a reader. We've got a reader. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. I hope they have a hand with 3 of them for the first time in my life. I hope they're just crowded with that card. Tell me you don't want to do that to rogues. You know you do. You know you do. That's why you like to... That's why crafting the cards early, even when we're not sure if this is going to be a great deck in a few months, crafting the cards early and playing them early can feel so rewarding, because you get moments like that aren't going to happen once people know how all the new cards work. Spellbinder. 2 Zareths into the story and a card called Sweet Oblivion. Target player mills 4 cards. Where are we at here? 4. So when they play this, it goes to 7. The good news about this card, it doesn't affect the board, and I think we can play around the Zareths. So we take into the story here and let them Sweet Oblivion us because they don't do anything else, and then we get to attack them a lot. We also have 2 more ways to hit their hand. The Humiliate, though, can get rid of the into the story for good, so I think we take Zareth here. We're just going to tax both the Zareths. Also, they can't ninjutsu them, the 4-mana ability, if they're in exile. So we're basically not going to see them for the rest of the game, I don't think. The opponent keeps on top. I'm sure they're going to mill me here. Unless they drew something great. There it is. So now it's up to 7 cards in the graveyard. So we need to humiliate into the story. Don't you love saying that? Doesn't that just feel good? Nice to have the Professor here as another 2-drop. Oh, wow. They are Turbo Mill. They are absolute Turbo Mill. I wish I had some escape cards to punish them. All right. We know a lot about their hand. Let's take Probation and beat them down. They draw Drown in the Lock, they take out the Spellbinder. Okay, good news. I've got more. Much more. No trick steering, ever. We don't like it. Symbiology? Let's keep, I guess... Oh, let's get another creature. Let's get another creature in case they draw a board wipe. We want to keep pressure applied. The top of their deck is a Rune Crab. Okay. 2 more Spellbinders. Shuffler's fine. Look at that draw. Look at that draw. It's beautiful. All right, what can they do for 3 mana that would wreck us? Nothing? I guess I don't have to figure out what to name with the Probation. All right, can we bounce back from our first loss of the day to a Yorion deck? It's another Yorion deck, but we're on the play this time, and our hand is good. Oh my goodness. The Yorion spam today has been a lot, but we've been doing well against it. We almost beat one of the best hands I've ever seen from them on the draw. I think we wait. We play Spellbinders, see their hand, and then name with Silverquill. Why the stick? They're in full control mode. Sure. Sure. They put all the stops on all the phases to let me know. Let me know. Okay, land go, huh? Show me your hand. Show me this hand of yours. Let's see it. What you got? Cultivate. Extinction Event. Chariot. Emergent Ultimatum. Woo! Well, I guess if they play Chariot, we can exile the Chariot. If they play the event, they have to name even or odd, and we've got a good split. So I think we let them have the event. Do we also let them cultivate? Probably. Well, oh man, if they cultivate, though, it really fixes like stuff with the Spellbinder. But then they can do something like buy Yorion, play Chariot, Yorion the Chariot. So this is a tough one. This is another tough one. I'm gonna take the event, I think. I think I can get through the chariot. And I don't want them, I want them to cultivate. I don't want them buying Yorion. That card's a house. Yeah, if we slow the event down by 2 turns, they're gonna be in trouble. Where do we put the counter? Here. We want to force the opponent to activate... We want to force them to activate the chariot. So we want to counter on each of these, and they might draw a Heartless Act. So after they play chariot, and we attack with our creatures, we want them to power up the chariot by tapping their 2 tokens, and then we vanishing versus the chariot, and they die. It might even be too fast for that, because I didn't do the math. It may not even come to that. We might be moving too fast. They are taking a ton of damage. Like, not having anything in the first 2 turns with Cultivate on 3 on the draw, it's really slow. Okay. They're going to go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counter 9. They'll be at 3. So we can dictate their play here. When we play the Silencer, there's a card they just can't play. Now, we could name something like Shadow's Verdict and let them have the Chariot, because the Chariot doesn't save them. Shadow's Verdict does. All right, they have the 3 life to pay if they draw it, but it's lethal. And the Chariot doesn't save them. Disruptive Orzhov aggro. Man, being on the play feels amazing against Yorion. Just amazing. The Spellbinder Silencer combo is brutal. They say good game. They're good sporting it. Send some love. I'm under a lot of time pressure to record videos because I'm traveling one day next week and I'm casting the Hooglandia tournament all day tomorrow. But I'm going to try to send you out a winner. I'm going to try to do one more game and pick up a W. We're on the play. All right. You know I love to send you guys out with a win. Hate sending you out with a loss. This hand is nice. Are we going to be in another white matchup? Yep. Yes, we are. Do we offer a trade? I think so. The saviors are super annoying, and the opponent probably won't take it. I think a 2-1 here is better than a 1-1, especially when it gets a card. So what's the card? I think it's Probation. Just the make something unable to block or attack for a turn is probably where it's going to be this turn, because we're on the play. This game, I mean. Skyclave Apparition is licking its lips right now. But maybe we're supposed to... Maybe we're supposed to Spellbinder first. Ooh. Okay. I was gonna Spellbinder first. Now I'm like, yeah, we're gonna app that. There's an app for that. Because it's gonna get in, you know? Like, we exile this, we get 4 points of damage. And they're set so far back. Next turn starts the Skyclave Apparition Wars, probably. Okay, another Aspirant. And another dog. So aggressive. Down 5 life and on the draw and being aggressive. Gutsy. I guess we're gonna see why. They probably have something to boost all this. So the attacks are interesting. They're not very juicy. The Savior can sack to make another Savior indestructible. So I think we just want to get the Spellbinder down and get into the air. Banishing Light, Giant Killer, Hollow Blade. All right, well, if it's all about being in the air, I guess we have to take the Banishing Light. We don't want it hitting the apparition, that's for sure. And we're starting to flood, and our opponent has an aspirant, and we don't. It's scary. Opponent's reading like, that's a nice card. I'm gonna get me one of those. So how aggressive are you? I have the high ground. It hasn't stopped them so far. Okay, it stops them this turn. It's a good draw. Probably taking out their aspirant. We can probation this so it can't block. Then they have to consider blocking with the dogs, but we still don't want to trade with the apparition because they'll get a 2/2. And we'd love to attack with the usher when we can also make a 1/1. So for this turn, we attack in the air. We play another apparition. We get the Luminarch Aspirant off the battlefield. Enough of you. Also, we should have played the pathway this turn. I have a bad habit of holding the pathway till the end, and it was never a bad habit before. It was the right play before. Now it's the wrong play because of snarls. Not that 6 mana will probably matter too much, but you never know. Pacifism. Ouch. Very not cool. Very not cool. So now what are we gonna do here to get through? Redain. Redain preventing 1 damage. How good is that? Seems medium. I think we need the flyer. The opponent doesn't really want to discard this, but they can sacrifice the Savior. Let's go ahead and cash in. I mean, if they discard the Giant Killer, that's awesome. It means my air raid is still good. And if they trade them, I guess that's fine too. Yeah, I'm happy to trade this for a Giant Killer and come away with a 1/1. Fine. $11 life is still a long way to go, and either of us could draw a powerful card. This is gonna be like, this could end like a limited game where one of us just draws a bunch of land and loses, or it goes the other way. Okay, they top the land for the Banishing Light. Rough. So we can attack with the Professor. There's the Snarl. Son of a... Down to 9. Where's my Vanishing Verses? I don't draw enough of them. That was unexpected. I guess my opponent wanted to send you all out with a win too.